building blocks of Sanskrit. So the alphabet. You started with like ka, the whole the cosmos. Uh, just started from there, and then other alphabet kind of derived from it. So we just understood first five of them: ka, kha, ga, gha, nga.
Okay. Anything else? Arunji?
That Sanskrit is trying to capture the sounds of natural.
Right, yeah.
But when it comes to express that, when it comes to make that same sound, then human beings get limited by the way their vocal system was trained in childhood.
Okay.
That's one thing. Another is that our system is not is very versatile, but still cannot replicate the exact sounds of the nature. So somewhere we may fall short in replicating those sounds. So the alphabets come from some sound that we can produce close to what we have heard or in our memory. It is there in our memory. We are trying to reproduce that.
Anything else, Kavish?
Concept, bhav, that's what we will be pursuing.
Right.
To understand what each word stand for in Sanskrit. What is the pashyanti that the writer expressed?
Right.
We should form the same image.
Okay. Here, Hemant?
Yeah, what I said is this, the sounds which comes from within whatever you have heard, it is processed in there when it is coming out as in the form of vaikari. So the movement of the physical, the feature of our body restricts, and depending on that we have different languages, and the Sanskrit is one of them. So in that we make different sounds using our tongue, jaws, teeth and nose. So that's how the alphabets are formed.
So we talked about Pashyanti.
You sound good though.
Yeah.
He has flu for the whole week. Yeah.
Today I'm feeling okay. So we talked about Pashyanti, how the thought forms are registered in the mind when we see a particular signature, some particular natural sounds, how they get registered in our mind, and the way how we express it when we are in that particular scenario, how those natural sounds come out as expressions from our mind. That expression is termed as Vaikari. And then
Good. How about anything else? DJ?
I observed that this is something, a journey towards back, because this is how I started schooling. I don't remember the name of my teacher, but somewhere I felt like I'm again in the same place, with the same atmosphere, just a little bit experience and known to the world. But again, I also observed that English, I started speaking, but it has limitations as we express and we create sounds or pronounce something. However, Sanskrit has that I think advantage or beauty that gives us more into it. It has something added to it which is completely natural. And how wonderful it is that we can make a lot of sounds, different sounds. However, animals cannot do the same thing. I think that is the biggest advantage on that.
Mm-hmm.
I also did a little bit research on Vak Shuddhi,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned that it's not only making sounds appropriately with the help of certain words or chants, but it is also you can achieve Vak Shuddhi by doing or by achieving silence within you, or through meditation, uh, and intention also plays a very big role in there, because you say the same word, same sound, but if your intention behind it is different, then it creates different karmic effects on you. So I think the intention is very important when you pronounce the word or pronounce any swara.
Anything you have to add?
Yeah, I mean all this, and also that consonants, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are the thoughts,
Okay.
and then consonants when they, coupled with coupled with action, with the whole when the whole process starts. We are using madhyama, the memory blocks, and when we see something just clicks, or we have formed some sort of identification for the object, then the shwar comes out. Our thoughts get verbalized, and basically that's what we talk, right? With conviction, I guess, when you feel it, when you know it, you have seen it, you process it, and then you say it with conviction. And I'm still, I know my madhyama is kind of weak right now these days, so I'm still working on it. The memory blocks. I feel good. I basically feel internally, I feel good. I'm so happy that I'm in this class.
Good. Okay. All right. What I infer from what you are saying is, you're not giving quality time to it. You're learning from the class, but I want you to give some time to it. Early morning, whenever you are in a good time, so you read the material when you're really good, mind is sharp, open, especially early morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock, I think I can make that. If you really want to be somewhere, don't think, if you want to be a clerk, it's okay, we'll finish up on 10 classes, so it's okay. So, Tulsidas called Totri, so, but I think you have potential, so you can probably, so give a little more extra time. Do you understand? I think a little dense, not dense. What happens is that Sanskrit has not been analyzed by Sanskritists. Do you understand? Sanskritists, they analyzed it only long time ago, when they created it. And those literatures have not been unearthed. Gradually coming out. Do you understand? They're gradually coming out. I will tell that today in the alphabet. But what has happened is, what the literature has been, that when people were in India was occupied, right? And so people try to find out what the Sanskrit is. You see what I'm saying? They found Sanskrit, the Sanskrit is a good literature, and then they say, then naturally the point was that doesn't relate to English. You see what I'm saying? So the whole literature developed about how does Sanskrit relate to English. You know what I'm saying? Is that so? Possibly Sanskrit. What happens is Sanskrit has words, English uses, Latin uses, German uses. So maybe they are related. You know what I'm saying? So they are a good family. You know what I'm saying? And things develop, literature developed like that. but what fundamentally is different, which I told in the first class, that's why I'm saying that you're not giving quality time. Can anyone guess? The Sanskrit as we know today is an expressive language. I said that in one first class or second class. You know what I mean? Expression, not speech. You know what I'm saying? You are not asking your mom milk by using Sanskrit. It's not a speech language. Do you understand? So it's expression. You are trying to, so that's why I kind of give you all those theories about thoughts and so on. What it basically bases is that man, by definition, is not an animal. We don't roar, we don't move, we don't have noise. We're a silent creature. When you ask food, get hungry, know what I'm saying? We get some food. Know what I'm saying? We don't really howl. So speech or voice as a tool, know what I'm saying, is different than people who use voice for speech to talk. Know what I'm saying? You can talk, but we have our own languages for that. Telugu, Tamil, Gujarati, Marathi, Udiya, Bengali, they are called practice languages. Know what I'm saying? Where we can communicate, where we don't have to have a structure. Means we have the similar ideas, but not the similar discipline. Know what I'm saying? Now what is the discipline? The discipline I was kind of saying you a little laboriously about what a discipline is. If you scientifically put it together,